Grand Rising. Thank God for another day. No complaining, no crying. I'm Papa Stretch. I'm back here for another one, man. You know, live from Southside Jamaica, Queens. You know, um, as always, you know how I say it. It's always Mets. I'm born in the county of Queens, man. So we ain't gonna switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Every time y'all see me up here, you're gonna see what the Mets hat on. Yeah. Shout out, Polished by Pretty, Big Sis. She gave me a few pointers and some constructive criticism, which I'm gonna take heed to, and I'm very much am grateful for and appreciative. Yeah, you know, we're gonna start doing this a little more polished and clean. First few episodes, yeah, you know, you see me smoking. It's just my safety blanket to get out some of the jitters. You know, I spoke about this topic a lot with people, but never on camera to put out, so it was a little nerve-wracking in the beginning. But you know, we're gonna not be doing that as much. Maybe once in a blue moon from time to time, depending on if I'm with the guests and they feel comfortable. But you know, we're gonna come up here a little more polished, a little more clean. You know what I mean? Gotta make sure the message gets out there. It's very important to me, and it's very important for me to get it out there to the world. You know, hopefully it help my children. Hopefully they'll see this one day and just think good things of their dad and be proud and know that he tried to stand for something and had a message. So, you know. I'm also going to shorten them a little bit, the videos, you know what I mean? So I don't want to be up here on winning like I'm giving y'all movies, you know? So, pardon me on that, you guys. Excuse me, my eye. I tell you, I got very dry eyes and I got eye condition, so. But, yeah, today we're going to talk about feelings, man. We're going to get straight to the point. We're going to talk about feelings, man. Fathers and feelings. Here on Dad Chat TV, which I hope you like and subscribe. Dad Chat TV. Leave a comment. You know what I mean? However you want to leave, good or bad, we appreciate it. We're looking for advice and more constructive criticism for anybody that have any ideas of what we should talk about or how maybe how things could be a little better. I'm all up for it. We're going to talk about fathers and feelings today, man. You know, mothers have their feelings, and rightfully so, with a lot of bad things that happen to them. You know what I mean? From being beat for no reason to be left behind by men who don't want to man up and take care of their children, to a whole heap of other things that they go through. You know what I mean? But as I said before, they already have their platform. You know, multiple of them. So we never shine from their issues. But we need something for us. So this is what this is for. Fathers have feelings too, man. You see a lot on TV. You hear a lot sometimes in person when, let's say, bad things happen to someone's child. Such as, you know, maybe SIDS. God forbid, miscarriages, even other tragic things that happen, you know. They ask the dad sometimes, but they usually focus on the mother, and rightfully so. But they don't really as much point on how the dad feels. It's like, yes, the dads are expected and should be strong men for their families, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to be the one to keep it going, especially after tragedies like that. But what happens is, sometimes those dads have to bottle up those emotions, or sometimes he's going to drink it away, or smoke, or do other things, possibly cheat on his wife, and, you know, maybe even more destructive things. And I believe it's because, you know what I mean, there's not too many places he can come and just say, yo, man, I'm going through this, bro. Like, it hurts my heart. My child is gone, or this happened, you know what I mean? I want to be there for my wife as much as possible, or my girlfriend as much as possible. But it's also hard, too, to be there while I'm trying my best to keep my emotions intact, you know what I mean? And they don't always get to get it out in the most positive way. So it comes out in the bad ways, you know what I mean? feelings for fathers. Also, when fathers are going through things, when divorces come or splits in the family, you know. As I spoke of about myself, I've been going through it, you know what I mean? Separated for a while, and I guess, soon to be divorced. And I've lived in a household with my kids all their lives, and to know that it's not going to be the same is heartbreaking. You know what I mean? The fact that I can't wake up to them when I want to without having to get them for this amount of days, and when we split it up. But I was one of them guys, no matter how much I used to run in the streets or believed in that world and everything that came with it, or a guy who's had his fair share of interaction with women, I still always felt that I always wanted to, whenever I do have kids, I would attempt to have the family thing, you know what I mean? And I felt in a lot of ways when it came to being married and a husband and child. I mean, being a father to children. But I believe in a lot of ways in which, pardon me with all my eyes, I had put Vaseline on my face after I got in the shower, so they kind of stuck. But I believe that I did a lot of things wrong in some ways, but I think they were very minute, very small, just day-to-day things in which I try to explain to whatever woman that's in my world, friends, sisters, cousins, aunts, whoever, that when some women find a man with the core values who really want family and can cover the basis out of the list in which we have to attempt to complete, some of the in-house things outside of verbal or physical abuse or things like that, I mean, I believe is never enough to break up a family or to cause enough trouble in the family for it to possibly break up. You know what I mean? They ask the women how they usually feel about divorce, and it puts them in a depression state or this and that. But they don't ask the fellas, because a lot of times fellas usually got to still pay these bills and figure got to usually move back home with his mama or sister, or still got to send money to the household in which he can't no longer be in. He got to still walk the earth and have it all together just to attempt to move forward. He's never really granted the grace time to be able to emotionally or mentally get through it. It affects us just like it affects them. You know what I mean? It ain't always about in the way of being sad or upset that the woman has moved on or wants to be with someone else. It's just, if you're a person as myself that wholeheartedly believed in the family dynamic because you didn't have it, but you've seen a lot of your family produce that type of situation or people around you. I mean, for myself, no matter how rough and tough I might appear to be to some people, it was very much important to me. So it's the reason why I stuck it out through a lot of things in which I know 90% of my friends and family, thought I was a fool for. And, I'm not mad if they ever spoke to each other about it in little sessions, because, a lot of times I was a fool about it, but they couldn't understand that just because I'm a male between my legs and my internal organs and things of that nature, we still all humans. And man, we go through it too, you know what I mean? Nobody, no man, I would think, at least not me, I never wanted my children to ever possibility of being in a household with another man. Although it has to be, if that's the choice she chooses to make to be with someone. But, it hurts my feelings, all them things, you know what I mean? Even with her, despite our issues, you know what I mean? Done at the time, I did still wanted to wholeheartedly keep my family and be with her and my children. But it's like they don't never ask us about it. And like I said, our feelings get bottled up. There's plenty of times I smoke a lot. And once in a blue, I'll drink. And, I don't mope or sit around whining or crying. But I have the moments in my head and the moments in times where I'm down about it because I feel like I failed. even though I don't think it's a lot of my doing. You know, they don't ask the man how he feels. Just like when the woman is the woman that holds the guy down for years and done this and done that and done this and stuck it up. What about the guys who do that? What about the ladies out there, y'all? If y'all watching, I hope y'all are. What about y'all brothers? What about y'all sons? What about y'all nephews? Did y'all ever say, how do y'all feel when they're doing their best, whatever it is, good or bad, to make $1 to bring back home? When they're doing their best to do homeworks and have fun and play and, you know, be at home as much as possible and all them things and be faithful, and they don't never ask you how do you feel about doing all of that, and then you feel like you get nothing out of it. They say, well, you're supposed to do that. That's the typical line for a man. Well, you did what you were supposed to do. But they never ask us how we feel about her not doing what she was supposed to do. Because just like that great woman who stuck by that man and he treated like nothing when his time came, what about them women? Them guys who out there who taking care of kids that don't biologically belong to them and love them wholeheartedly? What about the times when you're there trying to support the woman who's trying to attempt a career? What about you when you working as hard as you can through sickness, any weather and terrain to bring home something back for your children, not just the needs and necessities, but attempting to help put some of their wants in front of the world just to see their smile? How do we feel when nothing comes out of that? No matter how much you give or you do, and you sit by someone a million times when they're sick in the hospital as a man. They don't talk about the times where you attempt to help the woman you love, family. But they attempt to turn you into a person you're not and say, how does she feel about all of this? What about him? Because there's a lot of guys that get done wrong, and some women know how to turn a scenario to where the light is always on this person and it looks like he's the villain. But 95% of the movie in which she's acting out, she's hiding that part of the film. And nowadays with shorts and snippets and YouTube, it's easy to pinpoint for women to say, oh, well, I feel like this, or he done this, and he done this, and he done this. And that's all they hear. He might have shoved you. He might even have hit you. He might have said this and might have done that. But what did you do before that is the question. And when you hear answers such as, well, it doesn't matter, well, I'm not talking about that, or I don't remember. How do they ask that man how he feel when he giving so much, and these are the answers he get, in which why he's done wrong? The guy that takes care of his kids and other kids, the moment there's an issue, they don't ask him how you feel when that lady tells you you're not going to be able to see your kids. Where do our feelings go? Sometimes we accidentally turn on each other or turn on other people. So this was just another one to talk about fathers and our feelings. You know, my feelings have been hurt 1,000 times. I am now old enough and man enough to say it. But God's blessings, I'm going to continue to be strong, and I'm going to continue to figure out the best as I can to get better and just be there for my daughters as much as I can. And then hopefully God blesses me with a new place after having to be removed out of my family's home with my wife and kids, to find a new place as soon as possible and attempt to have my kids live with me. So with that being said, this has been another episode of Dad Chat TV with Papa Stretch, just to talk about fathers and feelings, man. Bear with me, you guys. I got vision problem. Like I said, I'll give y'all more of a view on which I go through. I'm a very capable man. I've done a lot and can do a lot, but there's some things that are out of my abilities. I'm man enough and old enough to be able to admit to myself in the world nowadays, which I have in previous years. Y'all don't see titles on my videos at the moment because it's hard trying to get things done when, you know, you don't have the vision to do it. And, you know, respectfully, people are doing so much in their own world, and, you know, you're trying to still do something without having to wait. So, it's kind of the dilemma I am. So once I save my pennies up and be able to pay someone that I can get to do it from time to time when I figure it out, just bear with me, please. It's all about the message and not the messenger or the presentation of it. You know what I mean? This has been another one live from South Jamaica, Queens. Papa Stretch signing out for Dad Chat. Please like and subscribe and leave comments. Love you guys.